Something that I would not consider part of a murderer's row ever. The Beach Bum, Harmony Korine, director of Spring Breakers, releases this Matthew McConaughey led movie. His follow up to what was this? Serenity.
Yes.
Serenity. Yep. God.
We another check it out.
Yeah, go give it a like if you hate that Matthew McConaughey movie, because we certainly did not like it. We thought it had a very strange twist and
so
just
weird.
Oh God, Matthew McConaughey though. I mean, The Beach Bum. I think it's right there, if not possibly worse than Serenity, which is saying a lot. But I almost couldn't make it through this film. I got about halfway through, and I was really like, man, I don't know if I can commit another 45 minutes to this. Especially because 45 minutes in, I think they had just gotten to like the wedding, and when like there's actually some conflict driving the plot finally. I don't know. I guess maybe we should start off by kind of giving a breakdown of what the movie is. So Matthew McConaughey plays this like genius bum who just kind of like hangs out on boats in Key West and is living the dream, just getting drunk, getting high, sleeping with women. Yeah.
Moondog.
Moondog, getting tan all day. He has a wife back in Miami who I played by Isla Fisher, who's sleeping with his friend.
By the way, thought she was great.
Yeah, she was fantastic. I mean, she's always great, I feel like. But anyway, she's having an affair with Moondog's friend Lingerie, played by Snoop Dogg, who also is playing an R&B singer. I don't know if he would make a country song or not. Who knows? And then basically, at some point, Isla Fisher dies after Moondog comes back to Miami for his daughter's wedding, and kind of about his journey from there, I suppose, is kind of the story.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Like, what is the conflict of this? Like, people trying to make him live a normal life and him resisting that?
Yeah, I think, again, the message, or if there even was attempted at one, is it's hard to grasp because I feel like there's no growth for Moondog. He just continues to be who he always was at the beginning of the movie, as he is at the end. You know, even though he loses a wife, comes into, and then out of, and then comes back into lots of money. Like, it doesn't matter. He just is who he is. Mm-hmm. And I guess because he's true to himself and knows who he is, he's happy, and that's all that matters. Okay, sure. The problem is that the movie can be a tough hang at times, because I feel like it really starts to spin its wheels, you know? Mm-hmm. Because, again, Moondog doesn't really change, so you're just kind of seeing Moondog do the same shit in a different spot.
Yep.
And I think there are very amusing cameos. Zac Efron, Martin Lawrence. I thought both those guys went balls to the wall, especially Efron. And Lawrence's scenes just are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're funny. But it's like, because the plot doesn't have like really any forward momentum after what happens to Fisher happens, it's like, it doesn't feel like it really matters. Yeah. And like, I'm watching in the beginning, I forget what exactly I saw, but I saw something that like made my mouth drop. Maybe something he said, I forget. You know, he's clearly off the reconnaissance. He's been off that, as we've known. Okay, cool, I'm with it. And then it just continues to just devolve, you know?
Yeah.
I thought Snoop Dogg stuff was pretty funny. But yeah, just the story is just so, I guess, unbelievable, because there's just a total lack of consequences the whole time. And like, no one can say no to him because he's this deep prophetic orator, I guess. Mm-hmm. This is tough to grasp, you know? Maybe if I saw it when I was fucked up, maybe I'd appreciate it a little more.
Yeah, that was actually my thought as I was leaving the theater, was I probably should have just gotten high before I saw this, and maybe I would have enjoyed it more. But the thing is, I don't even know, you know, something like Harold and Kumar, Cheech and Chong, like, those are stoner movies, right? And I guess if this film had kind of like gone a little bit more into like the absurdity of like stonerism, maybe that would have been it. But I really feel like what it was trying to say is like, he's this eccentric guy who lives this eccentric lifestyle that's basically counterculture, and because of that, like, everybody who doesn't understand him or know him like limp dick Frank, for example, like just can't really understand like his appeal, but like because he's so like different, like that's what actually makes him great and like a genius. And I was like, man, I don't know if I really buy this, especially because I wouldn't mind it if there was something redeemable about Moondog as a character, but I didn't really find that much to root for with him. I mean, he was a womanizer, an alcoholic, substance abuser. He robbed people. He like just destroyed things without regard. Um, Probably like the one moment I felt something for his character was when he was he saw lingerie and his wife hooking up, and you could tell he was like affected by that. And then right after Isla Fisher dies, you could tell he was affected by that. But otherwise, it's just kind of like this guy just doesn't give a fuck about anything. Like I neither can I with the the way that this movie is filmed. So that's kind of where I was at with it. I do want to say the soundtrack was great. A lot of Jimmy Buffett in there, who actually has cameos throughout, which is just like, yeah, of course. And you had a little Van Morrison there at the end. The Cure came in a couple times. I thought it was a pretty solid soundtrack, very enjoyable. And Martin Lawrence, dude, that whole scene where he's swimming out to the sharks, I was like dying. Like that was like the one moment I was like, all right, like
the dolphins, man, they're here. Come on in.
Oh, funny. So funny. How'd this movie do at the box office, Dave?
Oh God! So Serenity was McConaughey's previous worst wide opening ever, like 4.4 million. Mm-hmm. Beach Bum underperformed its already low projections. It only made 1.8 million opening weekend in like 1,000+ theaters.
Yikes!
Very bad. Distributed by Neon, and Neon's had a bit of a tough hang recently. Vox Lux didn't do good. Assassination Nation didn't do good. They really haven't had anything be much of a big hit for them besides I, Tonya and Three Identical Strangers. So for one of those indie upstart, this is like year 3 of them, like they're a very new movie distributor. They're having a bit of a tough go. And again, like this movie clearly was not expensive, but it's still going to somehow be a disappointment because it's just not making any money back. And ultimately, like thinking about Spring Breakers, Corinne's past movies, really reminds me of Harmony Korine just as a figure in the film industry and just kind of the weird career he's had, and whether this bond, right? I wonder if this really hurts his ability to get things financed because he's already making something at such a low scale. And like, because I was really interested in him initially, just because I mean he wrote Kids when he was 19, and Kids, influenced mid 90s, which kind of last year, and kind of one of those cult classic movies about pre-Giuliani New York City, representing teenage kids, and really dark, fucked up movies, really controversial, but I think really says a lot, has a really cool message, and really stands up today. I mean, I only just saw it recently, and the fact that he decided to take the goodwill he had, and again, this was back in the 90s, he's made other stuff since then, wrote other stuff since then, but the past 2 films being Spring Breakers and Beach Bum in like a 6-7 year span, just kind of disappointing, because you just feel like he could bring more to the table. But yeah, I mean, Beach Bum, honestly, like if you just want some dumb BS, I'd say watch. You might be amused, but like I was expecting a little bit more, to be honest, and just didn't get it. And Jonah Hill, I love Jonah Hill, and I thought his antebellum accent as Moondog's agent, like I thought that was funny, but it clearly came off as acting and like fake, I was like, I don't know, this is not Joe. Like Jonah's barely holding it together doing this 1860s Southern accent,